Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo, and today we're going to take a look at the plush that sold on eBay for the month of February. We're going to take a look at all of the plush that sold on the platform for the entire month. There were a total of 24 plush that sold, which really isn't that great, but I think sales weren't that great for the entire month, regardless of what platform you were on or what category you were selling in. Sales were just kind of low all over the place. So we're going to take a look at all of them. I have them all pulled up here. Again, 24 total, which is less than one a day, which isn't that good, but we will look at all of them. I do like to do this once a month, take a look at the prior month and pull them all up for you guys to kind of talk about with you guys, to show you all the different brands, whether they're bread and butter or they're bolo, just to talk about why they sell, how good they sell, if they're long tail, which most plush is long tail, but some will sell a little bit quicker than others, whether they're bread and butter or if they're higher dollar items. Some animals will sell faster than others depending on if they're oversaturated or more obscure, things like that. So let's just jump on in. This is a Build-A-Bear, and Build-A-Bear are good to source, period. A lot of your Build-A-Bears are going to be solid bread and butters. Some of the more obscure, more sought after or harder to find Build-A-Bears are going to be bolos and really high dollar. There's like a ghost one that just showed up in our group last week that everyone was freaking out about, including me. That's really sought after and really goes for a lot of money, and it's very hard to find. That's an example of a bolo Build-A-Bear. There's like Beauty and the Beast that go for a lot of money. There's some Build-A-Bears that are really, really worth a lot of money. And then there's your plain ones that go for like 18, 16 bucks, the dogs, the bears. This is a bread and butter one. This one I accepted a best offer of $16 on, even though it's a little more unique with the happy birthday feet. This one also sold within like 10 minutes of being listed. So while it has a bread and butter price, I think it flips for a little bit quicker. So there's a lot of things to take into account with the Build-A-Bears. Some go for higher money and still sit for a long time. Some go for the bread and butter money but flip faster. And some kind of fall into either category. I source all bread and butter, I source all Build-A-Bears, regardless of how fast they flip or what kind of money they flip for. I think they're all worth it if you have the room to sit on them, to store them. I don't ever list them for lower than 18 to start, even if I know I'm going to accept 16. I don't ever start them lower than 18, regardless of what the comps say. There are a lot of people out there who don't understand Build-A-Bear, who don't know better, who are new to plush. Maybe they're just selling their kids stuffed animals and don't know, or they look at the comps and just don't understand what they have, and they'll list them for 5, 10, 12 bucks free ship, and that's fine. I'll wait for those to sell, and then mine will sell. This one didn't comp very high. In fact, I saw a couple at 9 and 10 bucks and cheap free ship, and I listed mine at what I wanted it for, and I got it. So my advice to people, if you want to get into Build-A-Bear, pay a couple bucks for the bread and butter ones, no more, and don't start them at lower than 18. This one started at $22.49. Yes, if you're looking at this and you're not familiar with this channel, or you're new to this channel and how Keith and I do things, we run sales around the clock in our store at 20% off. So we list everything a little bit higher. Had the sale hit on this bear, it would have been up for $17.99. All right, moving on, we have a pink elephant. I have since found out that this is an IKEA elephant. However, when I listed this elephant, it did not have any tags whatsoever. No hang tags, no tush tags. I don't list a brand. I don't risk it. If you have something that's obviously, okay, if this didn't have a tush tag, I would have been comfortable saying that this was Disney Winnie the Pooh Eeyore. This is such an iconic character. This is so clearly Eeyore. I would have been comfortable saying that this was Eeyore, even if it hadn't have had tags. In fact, I don't even know if he did have tags. He did. So something like this, I would have been okay. If I had a tiger that looked kind of off, a little bit generic, didn't clearly look like Tigger, and it didn't have any tags, I would not be comfortable listing that as a Disney Tigger. I would have just put it up as a tiger. We had an example in the group of someone who had a gray cat playing a saxophone. It didn't look exactly like Tom from Tom and Jerry. It looked a little off. It looked a little kind of like a knockoff or a generic cat. Had absolutely no tags. The advice the poster was given in the group was to list it as a tomcat and not to claim that it was Tom from Tom and Jerry or from the licensed brand. So you have to be your own judge of character. You don't want to risk your account. The thing is if you have a knockoff plush, you have a plush that isn't clearly licensed, you don't have any tags to back up the brand or the movie or the character, and you claim it is, if the wrong person comes across the listing and reports you to eBay, you can be asked to take the listing down. Best case scenario. Worst case, you can get suspended for a few days. I'm not willing to risk that for our account or our business. So, I mean, something like this, I would absolutely be willing, because, I mean, that's clearly Eeyore. But I can't prove that that's IKEA. I just can't. There's no tags, no hang tag. And at the time, I didn't even know it was IKEA. I found out later. And, you know, you guys, believe it or not, there are companies out there, there are brands out there that actually have entire legal teams and legal aides and people they hire, entire teams of people that they pay to do nothing else but search the internet and selling platforms for listings of people selling their items. And then they send them either cease and desists or messages to take their items down, or they'll just contact the platform itself and report you. It does happen. So I'm not willing to risk it. I love working from home. I love being my own boss. I love having a small business, and I like selling on eBay. I'm not going to risk it. So I just wanted to mention that real quick. If it's not something that's clearly obvious, like this, if it hadn't had a tie, I would never have claimed it to be a Beanie Boo. There are tons and tons and tons of knockoff Beanie Boos out there. There are tons of plush that are made with these big eyes like this that are glitter eyes that look like Beanie Boos that aren't tie Beanie Boos. And if I don't have a tag proving that it's tie, I would never call it a tie Beanie Boo. I would just say it's a rainbow poodle plush with big glitter eyes. You see what I'm saying? All right. So anyway, also my other point is even a generic animal can sell for good money if you have good photos, if you have good keywords, if you have a unique enough animal. This is a pink elephant. Elephants are one of those animals that there are folks out there that collect them. There are folks that love elephants, seek them out to add to their collection. Pink elephants aren't as common as gray elephants. This one was really super soft. Had some unique stuff going on, like its little tail was strings of silver tassels. This is a really super cute elephant. But yeah, there are people who just love elephants and collect them. This one was pink. It also had embroidered eyes. Make sure if you ever have animals that don't have the hard eyes, they have the sewn or the embroidered eyes, you point that out either in the title or the description somewhere. Because if someone's buying an animal for an infant or a small child, not having those hard eyes is important because the hard eyes are a choking hazard. Having these sewn or embroidered eyes means they don't have a choking hazard, so that's important to point out. But this elephant, even though it was generic and had no tags, sold within a couple of days of being listed for $20 because I was able to point out that it was pink, it's an elephant, it's unique, it was pretty large. It had a lot going for it. So don't be afraid to list those generic plush, guys, especially if they're unique animals or have, just stuff going for them. Take really good photos, use good keywords, point out what's unique about your animal, and don't be afraid to price high. And this elephant sold within a couple of days. By the way, the Build-A-Bear and the elephant both shipped first class. All right, these little emoji guys are an example of poop plush that I sell that are left over from lots or bags that I would buy. So if you go to a thrift store or a church sale, or you get a lot or a mystery box and you sell all the good stuff out of a bag that you buy and you have poop left over, you can still sell them. They're not going to sell for very much, but they're just icing on the cake, right? So you go to the thrift store and you see a bag of plush. It's $1 or $2 for the bag. You pull out all the good stuff like the Pokemons and the Disneys and the Looney Tunes. And those all sell for really good money. You've made the money back. You've already started making profit. Don't just throw your poop away. Sell your poop. Make little lots out of the poop. People like the poop. You can make little lots like this. I don't know so much that the world is not normal right now, but we used to make lots of 2 to 10 little guys like this, and I think teachers used to buy them and give them out to their students and stuff. So, these guys are just icing on the cake. They're just a little bit of extra profit because they're leftovers after you've sold the good stuff. Obviously, they're small, so they're going to ship first class. Here's another Build-A-Bear. Again, this is just a plain brown smiling Build-A-Bear. He's nothing special. He's not a character or anybody from a show or anything. He sold for $15.93 and shipped first class. So that's another example of a plain Build-A-Bear. Hug Fun. Hug Fun's a generic-y kind of brand. But he's a cute little yellow duck. He's only 12 inches. Spring and Easter are right around the corner. He sold within 3 or 4 days, I think, of being listed. I just crammed good keywords in that folks are looking for right now. Easter, spring, chick, duckling, all those good things. So if you've got like ducks, lambs, sheep, bunnies, rabbits, things like that, cram in those Easter and spring keywords, guys. They're selling right now. Neopets, this one sold within like a day of being listed. Neopets are definitely a bolo. There are some Neopets that sell for a lot of money. There are some that sell for not as much. This one I accepted a best offer of $15 on, but it sold very fast. So even the Neopets that aren't going to be like buku money, they're going to sell very quickly, and that's really good in plush because most plush is going to be super long tail and you're going to sit on it. So any of them that move really quickly and get you a fast return on your investment are good. And she is so cute. Look at her little bow. And she cute. All right. Next up, she also shipped first class. I don't know that I had many that were over £1 last month in February, but next up, we have a Vera Bradley bear. I picked her up just because she was unique. You can see she sold for bread and butter prices at $13.49. She's unique. Vera Bradley usually makes handbags and purses in these like bright, bold prints like this. I saw a bear and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And she took a while, of course, long tail. Shipped first class, but like anything I see like this that's unique, I'll pick it up. I'll try it. She was very small, so she didn't take up much room while she waited to sell. Her name was Lily Bell. Here's a My Little Pony. You guys know, if you've been around for a while, I love My Little Ponies. I will pick up any My Little Ponies I find. Depending on the brand that makes the pony, the size of the pony, They can range anywhere from $12 to $40 and $50. Some can even go for more than that. Here comes a train, I'm sorry. I've had My Little Ponies made by Build-A-Bear that went for like $30 plus shipping. I've had small ones made by Ty that went for $12. This particular one has cloth hair. And you want to point that out, by the way. A lot of My Little Ponies have that other hair, type of hair that they can style and play with. This one has cloth hair, and it's made by Hasbro. Hasbro is going to be a little less money than other brands. But yeah, you want to point out the hair because it's not the normal kind. It's a little bit different. And she sold for $14.99. This is Twilight Sparkle. First class shipping. This bunny sold overnight, and it's really small. 5 inches long, tall, big. 5 inches. You pull the tail and the bunny jumps. Again, this is something that sold probably because of the time of year. It's the Hallmark's Easter Zip-Along Bunny. And I put rabbit, Easter spring, just all those great keywords. Sold overnight, really fast. I would still pick this up and list it other times of the year, but I'm pretty sure it's sold overnight because we're getting close to Easter. I did ship this one in a box because it is one that, it's not electronics per se, but it is one that does a thing. It dances or whatever. Here we have another Build-A-Bear. This one is a Smurf. So this is a character, a licensed character. And you can see he has clothes on. So he's got that caveat of leave the clothes on. I always say this train is really loud, sorry. Strip your Build-A-Bears and sell them naked and sell the clothes separately so you can make more money. And I always say with the asterisk of theme. So he's a Smurf. He's got a Smurf hoodie on. I clearly left his Smurf hoodie on him. He sold for $19.99. He was still first class, even though he's pretty big. He was 17 inches when he was laying down. But yeah, I always grab Build-A-Bears, no matter whether they're, the plain tan bears and dogs or the ones like the Smurfs and the My Little Ponies, which obviously get more money than the plain ones. Next up, we have a Beanie Boo. This guy has glitter eyes. This is a girl. This is not a guy. This is Darla the Dragon. She has green glitter eyes. She's shiny. She's super cute. I picked her up in the beginning when I found her for 50 cents and I was still learning about Plush. That is how I learned. I am self-taught. I bought all the Plush I could find for 50 cents or by weight at the bins. I bought bagfuls at church sales for $1 a piece or, a couple bucks for the bag. I just bought everything we could find for very, very low cost of goods, brought them all home and listed them and comped them and learned from there. Anyway, Darla here sold for $10.59. And she, of course, shipped first class. She's very small. Here we have Ernie. He talks. He's a farmer. He was made in 1995, so he is vintage. He was really cute. He was fun to have around. The day I tested him, I had some fun with him. He sang Old MacDonald. His tag says, Talking Farmer Ernie. He's from Tycho. Jim Henson Productions. He was super cute. He was adorable. He was only he wasn't only first class. I was about to say he was only first class. He actually shipped first class. He weighed under a pound. So he went on a best offer of $20 and he did ship first class. I wanted to show you an example of how I list these electronic plush that require batteries. So in the description, I put requires 3 AA batteries, not included. So I test them. I make sure they work. I make sure the battery compartment is clean without corrosion. You can clean those out with Q-tips and rubbing alcohol if you need to, if they have corrosion or need cleaning out. Make sure they work. And then I put in the listing, what batteries they require, and that they're not included. If I'm doing an entire pile, which I tend to do, I will save up a whole pile of electronic plush, and then I'll sit down one afternoon and just test them. As I test them and clean their compartments out, I'll stick a piece of eBay tape on their body somewhere, like on their hand or their back. Just the free eBay tape I get with our shipping coupon that we get with our store subscription. And I write on it with a marker 3AA. And then as they go into the pile to get photographed, when I photograph them, I take a picture of that piece of tape on the plush. And then I take the tape off, and then I do the normal photo session. And then when I go to list the plush, that is on the roll with the plush. I don't put that obviously in the listing, but it's in the photo roll and I can see it. So when I list it, I know to put that. And then I don't ship batteries with my plush, and they know what it takes, but it's not included. Next up, we have a Hershey's duck. I grab anything that's like Hershey's, Reese's, anything that has to do with any recognizable food, really. Cheetos, Doritos, Fritos, anything like that. This duck sold for best offer of 8. Of course, he shipped first class. He's very small. Here's the Eeyore we were talking about earlier. Again, another one that's an Easter spring. He's got a duck on his head. I kind of wish I had gone in and raised the price on this. It was kind of older, so it had been discounted a little bit over time as it sat. And I kind of wish I had gone in as we were getting closer to Easter and raised the price. It actually says Spring Eeyore on his tag right there. But that's okay. He still sold for $10.30. I think he was 50 cents or a quarter. So isn't it cute though? He's like the super cutest little Eeyore with the chicken. He shipped first class. Then we have another Beanie Buddy. This is another guy that I just bought up when I was learning plush. Glitter Eyes. He sold for $7.59 on the best offer. And then we have another Beanie Boo. This is a Rainbow Poodle. Glitter Eyes. I'd still buy Beanie Boos if I find them cheap enough, because sometimes they surprise you. I've brought Beanie Boos and brought them home that were $17, $20, $25, $30, $35, like exclusive ones for Claire's Boutique, or exclusive this, or special character that. The run-of-the-mill normal regular ones are the ones that are really super cheap. But there are exclusive special ones out there that do surprise me still and comp very high. So I'm a little more selective about them, but I still do source some Beanie Buddies. All right, next up we have a vintage kindergarten teddy bear. This has a rattle inside, so I did use the word lovey. Anytime I have a stuffed animal that is clearly intended for an infant somehow, if it has a rattle, or anything that's intended for a baby, I do stick the word lovey in as a keyword. A lovey is technically that little square of security blanket with a plush on it, but the term lovey can also be interchangeably used as a keyword for plush meant for babies or infants. I did accept the best offer on this bear of $36. I had him priced pretty high, so I did come down to $36 on him, and he did ship first class. Here we have a Heinz pickle, again with the food. I do buy recognizable food characters. There was a story behind this. I did tell him the what sold on eBay video this pickle first appeared in, but I did stumble upon some of these Heinz characters on accident, and they sold for some good money. So the next time I found more of the Heinz characters, I did actually pick them up. So if I ever found more Heinz characters, I would absolutely pick them up. I do well with these Heinz characters. They're kind of long tail, but they're very, very small. I mean, they don't take up any room at all. This guy sold on the best offer of $21.59, and he shipped first class. So yes, I've had very good experiences with these Heinz characters selling for lots of money. There's ketchup bottles, pickles, tomatoes. There's different characters. I would absolutely source these again. These Heinz guys, most food in general just does really well. Hallmark Ladybug plush zip around bag came from the bins. That tells you how old this is. If you're new to the channel and you don't know, we haven't been to the bins in years. Again, this was just part of our learning experience when we were picking up everything and learning. I still have another one. We had several of these, and we had one listing with multiples. And this one just has one, so I'm going to have to double check that. Let me make myself a note. Anyway, it may be the last one, maybe, or maybe we separated them at some point. So this sold for $8.99. Here we have a Build-A-Bear outfit. This is just a plain gray polka dotted hooded shirt with some pink shorts. I priced it at $14.99, and I accepted a best offer of $13.49. Just like with the Build-A-Bears themselves, I have a general rule with their clothing. I don't like to go below $12 on a single piece of clothing. So when I have outfits, I usually try to start around $15. If you comp them, you'll see a lot of folks will sell their clothing $5 free ship, $8 free ship. But I have my own rules, just like I do with the bears. I don't go below 18 to start on the plain dogs and bears and cats. And I'll accept 16 on most of them on a best offer, but I start at 18. Because if I start at 16, what am I going to do for my best offers, right? So I start at 12, the very, very lowest on most Build-A-Bear clothes, and go up from there. And I'll make up prices. How many pieces do I have? What does the outfit look like? Now, obviously, if I have something very special, I will comp it, and I will go up from there. If you have Disney-branded clothing, something recognizable from movies, things like that, obviously, they're going to be worth more. I like to reference the dress I had from Beauty and the Beast. I had the iconic gold ball gown Belle wore in the movie that sold for like $40, just the single dress. So just like with the bears, the clothing can be worth a lot depending on what you have. So just make sure that you're doing your due diligence and researching. Strip the bear, sell everything separately, unless of course you have a themed animal that needs to be in its outfit. Here we have a Disney Store Mickey Mouse Easter Bunny. Disney Store is going to be worth more than Hasbro, Fisher-Price. Disney Store, Walt Disney Parks, Disney Plush are always going to be worth a little bit more. Mickey Mouse is oversaturated, so I try to only pick up Mickey Mouse if he is from Disney Store or one of the parks or something like this. He's super special. He's an Easter Bunny. Super cute. And again, it's Easter. Easter's selling, guys. Easter's hot right now. Get your Easter items listed. Then we have a Happy Easter Snoopy. Get those Easter and spring plush up, guys, if you have them. We have another Build-A-Bear outfit. This one sold for $18.74. I was pricing it to go on sale for $15, but it sold before it could go on sale. So it sold pretty quickly. Super cute little outfit. So this one sold really fast, which is always a good thing and very nice. And one more Build-A-Bear. So this is a Girl Scouts Thin Mints cookie. This is a more specialized one than just a plain one. It sold for $18.99. So you can see that even with the specialized bear, it's kind of close to that $18 mark where I like to start them at my lowest amount, which means it comped really low. So a lot of turds are selling this very, very low. And I just can't bring myself to price these any lower than 18. So this should be more of a $20, $25 in my mind, what I think a Build-A-Bear should be worth. But I priced her at $19, and that's what I got for it. So just keep that in mind. Even when you comp a plush, if a bunch of people have it priced very low, you don't have to price yours that low. And I've talked about this before. There is perceived value in a plush. If you have really great pictures, if you have really good keywords, and everybody else doesn't, buyers may wonder what's wrong with theirs and buy yours first. Sometimes you're going to have to sit a little bit and wait for the other ones to sell first, and then yours will sell later, because the ones that cost less will sell first. But sometimes yours will sell faster or first. Mine do that all the time. I'll price mine higher thinking I'm going to sit a while, and mine will sell first because there's perceived value. People will wonder what's wrong with the other ones that have pictures that aren't as good. Why are they priced so low? A lot of times if you're a top rated seller and you have a lot of feedback or 100% feedback, people will value your items more and just buy from you too. So keep that in mind, guys. As you can see, we had a lot of Build-A-Bear plush and a lot of Build-A-Bear outfits sell this month. So even though our sell-through rate for plush was kind of down and we didn't have as many plush sell in February as we would like to, or as many plush as we would usually sell in a month when sales are really great, I feel like our Build-A-Bears did really well in February. So they are a solid brand. If you don't mind bread and butter prices, they're good. And if you're just looking for those bolos, keep your eyes peeled for the ones that are more obscure too. They're going to be harder to find, and you're not going to come across them as often as you do these bread and butter Build-A-Bears, but you'll find them. They're there. I just like them all. All the Build-A-Bears are cute. Look at this one's eyelashes. All right, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up before you leave. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help us feed a hungry hippo. If you would like to learn more about plush, you should be in our Facebook group. It's called Flippin' Hippos, a reseller pod. There's a link in the description box down below. And if you would like to learn more about plush the easy way, you can buy our 2021 updated plush guide. There's a link to purchase it down in the description box. It is $24.99, and it is updated for 2021 with even more information than we had in last year's guide. There's myths, there's FAQs, there's a sell-through guide. It's all of the information that took us 4 years of hit or miss buying everything and learning the hard way. We put it all in one guide for you in one place. So you can purchase that if you want to use the link down below. Other than that, guys, just make sure you join the group as well. There's a lot of plush lovers in there. And go be productive. Go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.